What is going on, people? I am here for, the 31 days, the ending of the 31 days hath October. It is Halloween, so as you can see, I am dressed as a whoopee cushion. Last year I didn't dress up as anything. Well, this year I decided to rehash. The first year I did it, I dressed up as this, and I'm kind of boring and just kind of go with the same costumes over and over and over again. It's just, I'm too old to wear this anyway, but I'm too old to get new costumes, so I'm going to go with this one. Anyway, today is day number 31 of the 31 Days Hath October series. For those of you who have not checked out all 30 other days, go ahead, check that out, as well as everybody else who's doing some kind of 31 days. 13th Wolfman's doing the 31 days of Halloween. He ended it today. Super Retro Throwback Reviews is doing Sequel Mania. So many people did so many cool videos over this past month, so check them out as well. Me, I like to end the month off with a bang. The one year I did 5 movie reviews. The other one, that last year I did 5 movie reviews. This one I'm going to do an entire collection. I was thinking about doing my entire horror movie collection, but I'll wait till the end of the year for that. This time I'm only going to do my entire Scream Factory collection. I wanted to do it every, 6 months and stuff. I think I did it earlier this year. Well, I'm going to do it updated now because I got a few movies the past couple weeks. I got 10 movies in the middle of this month, and it's just been growing. And right now it reached over 100 movies, so that's what I'm going to do. Today is my entire day number 31 of the 31 Days Hath October series, is my entire Scream Factory collection. So you'll see movies that maybe you've never heard of before. I kind of tend to get the newer titles, which I'll show off at one point in time. I got one that came out yesterday, and then last week one came out. So I'll get into those, but I'll get into my main, you'll see the whole thing. But let me get into it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, take them off shelf by shelf. I got them on a few shelves over here. I'm going to pause the video in between each time I take them off the shelves, so there's no, waiting or whatever. So you'll see a little cut. But let me get into it. The first part is going to be the ones that I have a slipcover for. So one of the newer ones that I've gotten within the past month, it's the Amityville Horror Trilogy. This one comes with, this is the Amityville Horror. That's the first one. Then you have the Amityville 2, The Possession. And then the third one is Amityville 3D. 3D. Anyway, this, like I said, is one of the newer additions to my Scream Factory collection. This one is Army of Frankensteins. This one is interesting, I must say. It's pretty much a general decides to use an Army of Frankenstein. This one is The Autopsy of Jane Doe. This one's really cool. If you have not seen it, a lot of these movies that I get are put out by IFC Midnight. A lot of them I do enjoy. Autopsy of Jane Doe is pretty much 2 people who do autopsies. They get this, cadaver in, or what they think is, a regular cadaver. They go and cut it up to find out what's going on. And let's just say weird things start happening. Let's just say at one point they find something in her. You have to watch a movie to understand. This next one is The Babadook. This is the one with the nice little pop cover. I'm glad I got this one. And then, of course, it comes with a different slipcover. The Babadook is more like a, I don't want to say a figment of the kid's imagination, but you question what's going on. The mother or the kid reads a book and he starts seeing things, and then the mother starts seeing things. So the next one is Beneath. This is a really cool movie about a group of kids going, I believe they graduated high school or something, and they were going to go camping, and this one guy knows the land, or parents own the land or something like that, and they go out on a boat, and let's just say they are attacked by this gigantic looking catfish. So this is the slipcover. A lot of these I took and I flipped the cover because some of them do have other ones. Now I don't remember which ones do and which ones don't, but I'll pull out. So this one does have a different one. This is Bite, if you have not seen this one. A lot of people said it ripped off The Fly kind of deal, but it has its own, feeling to it. A group of girls go down to a island for the one girl's bachelorette party. She ends up getting bitten by some kind of bug, and she ends up turning into like an insect, and that's the slip cover, I guess you want to call it. This is Black Christmas. This is the original, not the Black Xmas. I finally saw this one. It has the same kind of feel to it, where a group of sorority girls stay at the sorority and they're attacked by a person around Christmas time. Does this one have a separate? Yes, this one also has another slipcover. Because usually with Scream Factory, they'll start with this slipcover or the cover, and then they'll have a reversible art. So, Blood-Sucking Bastards, I've talked about this one in previous 31 days. This is where at an office building, it starts getting attacked by vampires and such, and it's now a group of workers against vampires. This one is cool. Let me see. Nope, it's the same cover. The next one is The Boy. This is one I got from Horror Pack. Still have not sat down to watch this one. This one you should not get. There is another one called The Boy about a doll or something like that. That is not it. Carnage Park. This is where a girl gets kidnapped and a group of officers go after the people who kidnapped her, and there's just more. There's more to the story, which you'll have to watch to get into or understand. And this one also has a different cover art, I guess you want to call it. This next one is Class of '84. If you have not seen my, I think it was day 13, I got the box in. I got 10 movies. This is one of them. I have not opened this up yet. So many movies that I got that I have not been able to sit down and watch them. I heard good things about that one. Cockneys versus Zombies. This is a English film where a group of people go. It doesn't have a flip, but pretty much it's a group of Englanders against a group of zombies. Dark Summer is another one that I got through Horror Pack, but I forget which this one is, to tell you the truth. Like I said, some of these I'm not going to be able to mention, but some of them are. Dead Room, this is pretty much a ghost-like story where people go to a house and see what's going on. Just checking to see if any of these have a reversible art. The Devil's Dolls, this has to do with like possession and voodoo type deal. This one was pretty cool, and that one does have a flipped cover, reversible art, should I say. The Devil's Gate, still have not seen this one. This is pretty much like Alien-wise, not my favorite type, not my favorite genre of horror, I guess you want to call it, like subgenre, but still have not gotten to see this one. I'll check it out eventually. Don't Knock Twice. I was expecting a little bit more. I got this right when it came out. Didn't like it as much as I thought. It had pretty much a ghost story where if you go to this one house and you knock too much, the ghost comes after you and kind of stays after you, and no one believed it. Like I said, I was expecting a little bit more from that one. Fender Bender, I definitely enjoyed this one. Let me see. Yes, this one has a flip cover, or flip, like I said. This one is pretty much this girl. She ends up getting her license, gets into an accident, pretty much with the wrong person, and he goes after her. And he's stalking her and stuff. It has like an 80s feel to it. And the cool thing is, in one of the special features, they have like a gritty, looks like a VHS style one. So check out Fender Bender. Feral is one of the recent ones I picked up. This has Scout Taylor Compton in it. A whole bunch of people. They end up going to go camping, and it's, I don't want to say it has like a cabin fever type feel because it's different. Let's just say they run into a creature and someone gets bit and they contract this disease, and you'll have to see it. But really good stuff. If you like cabin fever, it has a cabin fever type feel, but not. Hard to explain, but you'll have to watch it. I don't even know if this one has a... yeah, it does. That is the flip to that one, or the reversible art. I keep on saying flip, but it's reversible art. This is the Garbage Pail Kids, not really a horror movie, but it is put out by Scream Factory. If you haven't seen this, it's pretty much a movie about the trading card game. This kid Dodger knocks over the garbage can, and the Garbage Pail Kids come out. One's like Messy Tessie and Alligator and Windy Winston and Nat Nerd and Tessie Messy and all this stuff. If you don't know what the card game is, this is such an odd movie, but it's one I watched when I was younger, and it kind of isn't scary, so young kids will probably, maybe not now, but I enjoyed it when I was a kid, so I picked it up. This is Ghost Stories. This one came out recently. Really cool, like, anthology movie where this guy goes to talk to people who say they have, like, a paranormal experience and stuff, and he kind of tries to debunk it and such, and as he's going through, they become more and more real. If you haven't seen this one, definitely check it out. Gravy is a fun one. It's a horror comedy where it's around Halloween. It's at a like a Mexican restaurant. One of the girls is going and becoming a doctor, so they're kind of having a party for her. It's like a Halloween party / going away party. Well, 3 people end up crashing it, and these 3 people happen to be what do you want to call them? Cannibals. And it's just a crazy stuff that ensues. Gravy, if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. The Hollow, this is a like Irish type movie where it's like pixies and stuff that are in the woods and stuff, and it's more into the mythology of like sprites and fairies and don't mess with their land and stuff. But that one's cool. The Hollow. I think this one has a different cover art. I haven't been checking these ones, but some of them didn't. This one is the entire Halloween collection. You know, I'll probably sit down at one point in time and watch one of these, 1 or 2 of them. Season, what is it? Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, probably gets the most heat because it doesn't have Michael Myers at all. And then, of course, you got like H2O, which is another one that people, you know, shit on. And the tail end of the movies kind of get shit on. And then the remake of Halloween, the second one, Rob Zombie's cut. But definitely a nice collection to have. Of course, the newer one came out, and that's gotten mixed reviews. Hellions was one I wanted, to like a lot more than I did. This one does have, a different cover art. This one I wanted to like a lot more, but the ends got really like weird and cringy and all that stuff. The next one is Hell Night. This one I have not checked out yet. It stars Linda Blair. I'm pretty sure it's pretty much they end up going to this like haunted house, and they end up, messing with the wrong people or getting, caught in something they shouldn't have. House on Willow Street. This is a interesting one where it's a kidnapping go wrong. They pretty much kidnapped the wrong person, and they're dealing with stuff they never thought they would. Definitely one that I was interested in. This one does not. IFC Midnight, another one. IFC Midnight puts out a lot of the, or Scream Factory, should I say, puts out a lot of the IFC Midnight stuff. The next one, I actually mistaken this for not Dead Alive, Basket Case, but I remember seeing the first one a little bit. But this is a trilogy. It's the It's Alive trilogy. Again, I was thinking Basket Case the whole time, but It's Alive. It's Alive 2 and It's Alive 3. Island, what is this? The Island of the Alive. So definitely have to check out the other two. I remember seeing the first one a little bit, but again, I thought it was something different when I picked it up. But of course, it's a Scream Factory collection, so I didn't really care too much when I did get it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause this. That was one shelf. I'm going to pause it and start on shelf 2. Coming back with a movie I reviewed earlier in the 31 days. That's The Jackals. Pretty much a family kidnaps their own son from a cult, and now the cult is after them for, stealing one of their members. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. This one is The Lesson. Let's just say a teacher takes it a little bit too far to teach his students the right way. The Lesson. The Midnight Man. This is pretty much a game the kids play, and could you survive the Midnight Man? Again, a lot of these ones are, I guess you want to call it legends that people try. So this one does have a reversible cover. The Monkey's Paw. This is one where it's one of those, you better make it. It's about a little monkey's paw that supposedly grants wishes to people, but if you say the wish wrong, it kind of brings out the bad part of the wish. So it's one of those, kind of make sure you wish the right thing or something bad will happen. This is Over Your Dead Body. I think I've said this many a times. I still have not sat down to watch this one. Eventually I'll sit down to watch this one. By next year, definitely. Prison, a haunted prison one. This does have a flipped cover. This one, like I said, is just pretty much a haunted prison. Pay Wacket. I did review this one about a summoning of a witch for let's just say evil, and then the girl wants to take it back, but the only way she can take it back is in ways that, she shouldn't have done it in the first place. Slasher Season 1, I was definitely impressed by this one. Pretty much, it's a series or a season of a murder, and then you trying to figure out who the murderer is. This is Sleepaway Camp 3. This is the only Sleepaway Camp that I do have a cover for, and they have the original cover art for the Sleepaway Camp, so that was pretty cool. Sleepaway Camp 3, what is this? Teenage Wasteland, where not Felissa Rose, but Angela's character comes back again for a third time. If you haven't seen the Sleepaway Camp movies, definitely check them out. They're campy, fun. Stung is a killer, gigantic, I'm guessing they're all kind of like wasps instead of bees and stuff. I remember thinking this movie was something else, like, I forget what the other movie is called, but I thought it was another movie. This is an updated version of it, and that one's pretty cool, the cover art, and like the let's just say the things, the creatures, or the wasps or whatever, are a lot bigger than the cover art kind of tells you or shows you in that situation. The Stranger, still have not checked this one out. This is Eli Ross. The Stranger, still haven't checked this one out. Submerged, pretty much a group of people are going to a prom, I believe, and they end up getting stuck in a limo that's now sinking in the middle of a lake, and they can't get out, which I don't know. Why wouldn't you just break the windows and stuff? Toolbox Murders 2. Still haven't seen this one. This is just, the second to the Toolbox Murders. The Wildling. I just reviewed this a few days ago about a girl being not rescued, but taken in. She's, let's just say, not human. But check out the review I did for that one. 68 Kill. This is a fun one about, pretty much people going out and trying to... there's a lot of money, let's just say, that these guys are after, and the hijinks that they get themselves into, and then who's after who and stuff. Now comes to my non-slip covers. I got a lot more non-slip covers than I do slip covers. The Abandoned, pretty much a story about a abandoned prison, or I don't know if it was a prison or a museum or something, where this girl has to now watch over it, and it's haunted. The Animal, I did do a review for this one with Keke Palmer and all that, about, animals or creatures in the woods. Anti-Burst, still haven't seen this entirety. I popped it into one day and kind of just fell asleep. It's pretty much, a woman getting pregnant with like a demon child, I guess you want to call it. The Axe Murders of Valencia. This one is pretty much a ghost story. In the beginning, you see a group of people getting murdered, and then people go into that house, and now we're finding out what's, there. Battery is about, a different take on a zombie film. You got so many different zombie takes, but this one is its own. It's pretty much two people, them trying to live life, and you see zombies here and there, but then you not only have to deal with zombies, you have to deal with other people. The Beast Within, I still have not been able to sit down and watch. Beyond the Gates, this is pretty much a ghost story related to a video game kind of deal, or not even a video game. It's more of a board game that you have to pop in a videotape, and the father was playing it at one point. It's just overall fun, I must say. This is Body Bags. I remember seeing this cover so many different places, never getting the movie, then finally picking it up. It's an anthology film. It's almost like a creep show kind of deal, where you have different shorts. I forget which one I liked the most. I think it was the one with the gas station, at the gas station or whatever, as I knock everything over. The Burning, I was kind of thinking it was going to be like Friday the 13th, but a little bit better. I actually like Friday the 13th a little bit more. I took forever to see that movie, but I guess all the people's hype kind of threw me off a little bit. Cabin Fever remake. This is or Travis Z from producer Eli Roth. Eli Roth made the first one. This is a remake to it. It's almost like a carbon copy, just updated like 10 years after. It's another IFC midnight movie. Cherry Falls, pretty much a killer is after any virgins that are in the town. So it was pretty funny. One scene was when all these kids were at a dance, and they all had a virginity pact that they were all going to lose their virginity. It's pretty funny. Crawl Space, still have not opened this one. Darkness Rising. This is a I'm thinking of the wrong movie. Never mind. I have not sat down to watch this one yet. A Dark Song. This is a Horror Pack exclusive. It doesn't say Scream Factory, but it is actually put out by Scream Factory. So I'm just going to put it in there because they do have a release of this. It's a Raven Banner movie, but Scream Factory also put it out. The Devil's Candy is very artistic, I guess you want to call it, in its ways. The Devil's Doorway, this is one I picked up last week. This is another recent release from this. I have not been able to sit down and watch it, just because this 31 days I've been watching so much other stuff. Disturbing Behavior, I remember seeing this when I was younger, where a kid moves into a town, and let's just say the popular kids or the normal kids or whatever may not be so normal. Dolls, I finally sat down to watch this one. This one's fun, where a group of people are stranded in the middle of nowhere, I guess you want to call it, because of a rainstorm. They end up all going into, it's like a family with a little kid, and then these two girls and this guy, and they end up going into this house owned by old people, and they have a bunch of these dolls that come back to life. Dolls is pretty fun. The Editor is a fun one, just all over the top. If I try to explain it, I'll be here for 5 minutes just for that one. From Beyond, this one's more of a sci-fi-ish movie. I didn't like it as much as I thought I was going to. Everybody says they like it. It's just not my kind of genre. I'm not saying it's a bad movie, but just not my style, I guess you want to call it. Full Moon High. This is pretty much a werewolf going to, high school and stuff. So that's shelf number 2. So I'm like, pause it and then start shelf number 3. Almost done. And then you got the Fun House. This is an old school one where a group of kids, they end up going to, of course, a fun house at night, trying to break into it. And let's just say the people in this fun house might not be the nicest of people. This one is very funny. We had the director Andy Palmer on the Dorkening. The Fun House Massacre. This is where a group of not inmates, but they're in a mental institution. They end up breaking out, and they're having a fun house for these people. They're well known, and they got a few people playing these characters, and the actual people kill them and take over at this fun house, and people are getting murdered and stuff. If you haven't seen this one, definitely check it out. It's very fun. It's a horror comedy. Ginger Snaps, old school one, where Catherine Isabel and Emily Perkins, their sisters. Catherine Isabel gets attacked by a werewolf, turns into one, and it's a different take on it. The Harvest, still have not checked this one out. The Hemlock Grove, I bought this cheap and haven't gotten time to sit down and watch it. Kind of looks like a werewolf type series. That's Hemlock Grove season 1. Hashtag horror. Definitely different than I thought it was going to be. This is more of it's too much of a teen movie for me. It's a bunch of girls that kind of turn evil and stuff in their way, and it's too young for me, I guess you want to call it. I Remember You, a ghost story. Lady in White, one of the recent purchases that I got in that one box. I got like 10 movies. Motel Hell's another one. These two I have not checked out yet. Our House, this is the reason I did this. I got this movie yesterday, so haven't had time to sit down and watch it, but this is one of the latest releases, another IFC midnight release. Pumpkinhead 2. I enjoyed the Pumpkinhead series here and there. Might not be my favorite, horror movie series, but it's up there. What is this? Rockula? I don't know. I picked it up for one of the sales. Still haven't sat down to watch it. Scarecrows. This one's interesting, where a group of bank robbers hijack a plane, and then one guy decides to, take all the money and run, and they end up crashing, or he ends up taking a parachute and parachuting into this field where these scarecrows were alive, and now the people are after him, not knowing what's going on. Shark and Saw, Woman's Prison Massacre, where a group of girls, they get, I guess, good leave, I guess you want to call it, to go and clean up this area. Well, this area has these sharks that swim on land. Sleepaway Camp, this started the whole, series. Definitely, a twist ending if you haven't seen it. Definitely one I wasn't expecting. Sleepaway Camp 2. This is Unhappy Campers. This is where Angela's back doing her, stick. Slumber Party Massacre, where a group of girls have sleepovers, 2 separate places, and they're attacked by someone. These 2 I haven't seen yet, but it's Slumber Party Massacre 2 and Slumber Party Massacre 3. Still haven't sat down to watch the sequels yet. Swamp Thing, this is another one, old school. I've never owned this on anything, DVD or, Blu-ray, so I got this with that sale they were having. Terror Vision and Video Dead, these are old school 80s, throwback movies. They Live, of course, with Roddy Piper, one of his more famous roles besides wrestling, of course, where there's a group of, the world is getting taken over by these alien type people who are hidden behind masks, and the only way, not masks, but the only way you can see them is through these glasses. The Vagrant, I did do a review for at one point in time. Welcome to Willits. I remember seeing this, but now I don't remember exactly what it's all about. I don't know if it's like a group of, I forget exactly. I saw it, but I forgot. Wormwood, it's like Mad Max meets like a zombie film. Really, over the top, crazy, really fun movie. Zombie Fight Club, haven't seen this one yet. And now I have my steel books, which I purchased. Army of Darkness steelbook. Of course, you don't know Army of Darkness. Come on now, you have to watch it. The Fog, really nice transfer, I must say. One of the classic movies, John Carpenter's classic. Definitely a fun movie to watch. This is The Howling. Life Force. And the last one in the collection is Prince of Darkness, the Steelbook. So, hopefully you enjoyed that. Like I said, I was going to do my entire horror movie collection, but I decided to leave that till the end of the year. What I'm going to do is probably do like a whole collection movie overview, probably towards the end of every year, because again, my collection grows and grows and grows throughout the year. So I'll leave like big collection updates till the end of the year, like the beginning of the year. So that's when I'll do a whole horror movie collection. But hopefully you enjoyed this. This was my entire Scream Factory collection. Hopefully you enjoyed this whole month. It was definitely fun doing it. I enjoy it. I mean, you should watch horror movies all the time, but of course October is definitely the month where most people, do their most watching of horror films. So, like I said, not only check out all my other 30 days, check out everybody else's. The descriptions or the links to their channels will be in the description. And hopefully you enjoyed this. If you enjoy what you see and you still haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and definitely hit that bell button now, because after 31 days of constant reviews, I might take a week or two off, who knows. I do have some reviews to do. I'll get into that, but I might not do a video every day, or might not. I'm definitely not going to do a video every day, but eventually you'll see more stuff from me. So definitely hit that little bell button to be updated. And hopefully you're enjoying this. Hopefully you enjoyed it, should I say. My mind is shot after all these days. But hopefully you enjoyed it. Have a happy Halloween. Don't eat too much candy. Again, until next time, I'll see you.